Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and I'm also a doctoral student of psychology. Today, I want to talk about triggering and avoidance emotions and why this is important and why it really creates very strong commitment in avoidance. I almost want to say, without doing this, it's going to be hard for them to want to stay. And there's a reason for this. But first, I want to stop and just mention the reason why I'm making this video is because a lot of you guys, and I feel like I'm just grilling you guys recently. I'm so sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do. But a lot of you guys are tiptoeing around your partner's feelings, and you're having sessions with me and you're saying, well, I don't want to say this because I'm afraid that she's going to be mad or he's going to leave. And I do understand that. I really do understand that avoidants are very reactive, and it's okay to step back and kind of process if you want to say something. But a lot of you guys are not saying things ever. I've had calls with you guys. These are just examples. I'm not picking on one person particularly, so please do not think that way. You guys may have a very long-term relationship, 7 years, and you are saying, yeah, I felt like this the whole time, but I'm too afraid to tell him. Or I told her once, but then she got mad 6 years ago, so I haven't said it since. That was 6 years ago. Give yourself and her some credit. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of important. And I do understand, it's scary as a person who's maybe anxious, preoccupied, or fearful, leaning anxious, and your partner is avoidant, and they react a certain way, and then you're afraid to be abandoned. And so you kind of get stuck in that, right? So for example, let's say we have a dismissive avoidant female, and a year ago or a year into the relationship, she's like, yeah, I never want to fall in love. I don't love you. We're just friends. Let's just say that's the case. And now you guys have been together for 7 years. You guys did say you love each other. Maybe every now and again, you're intimate. You see each other very frequently. And you're maybe wanting to talk about the potential of moving closer to each other. And you're sitting on that and you've been avoiding that for years, even though she's not the same person she was 6 years ago into your 7-year relationship. But you're afraid to bring that up. Or maybe you've been off and on and you're wanting to resolve that off and on situation. That one's more common with you guys. But you don't want to bring that up to her or him. It can be a him as well. You're just sitting on that. And I don't want you guys to do that because the emotions that avoidants feel helps them to commit to you, because change can help them to actually invest in the relationship. And so how do we even do this? What does that even mean? So the first one is when you're upset, do they attempt to fix it even a little bit? This is a sign that your emotions do trigger them in a good way. And this is a sign that you can go ahead and lean in and maybe try a little bit more of the things that you're afraid to bring up. They're leaning more towards commitment. For female avoidance, what I see is it's not necessarily they attempt to fix it. What they say is, are we okay? Are you mad? Even if it's something, maybe even if it's after a little bit, they might say, I'm afraid to make you mad. I don't want you to be upset. This is a sign that when you are upset, it does impact them. And while it can sound in a bad way, you're afraid, oh, I don't want them to feel that way. I don't want them to think I'm mad. Don't heal it right away. You don't need to be the fixer of everything. Let them feel that emotion to some extent, because it will help them to find their own reason, their own passion, why they want to fix the relationship to some extent. So when you're upset, check if they attempt to resolve it quickly, I'm sorry, or maybe they're acting better for the first couple weeks. This is still a sign of commitment. And at that point, you give yourself permission to lean in a little bit of some things that you feel like might help. You can pause temporarily, but every now and again, push them a little bit out of their emotional comfort zone. It will help them. The next one is when you are happy or excited for something, they also become happy. So this is a sign that they are committed to staying with you. And for fearful avoidance, they may show signs of reduced anxiety. So this means that you do have, I don't know how to even put it, control over their emotions to some extent, which just means that there is that further commitment. And if you want a call with me, that is pinned in the comment section. If you want me to go over your specific case and how you can get to this point, because some of you guys are already to this point and some of you guys are not there yet, and we can discuss ways so that they can get more committed and more connected to you, or we can discuss if that's actually the situation that at hand for you. Okay. So that's, if you see that, that means they are committed to you emotionally, and it's a time for you to be a little bit more comfortable leaning into possibly progressing the relationship further. The next one is if you praise them of their efforts, or specifically say that they've changed in a good way, they are happy and proud of themselves. This is really important. This is a little more common with male avoidance, but it does happen with female avoidance as well. I used to be female avoidant, and this one was something that really got me when someone, my significant other, would say, I noticed that you changed this and it was a good thing. I love that. That made me so happy. And anytime I'm changing anything, when he says this makes me really happy. It motivates me. I'm much more committed to not just him, but the change that I want to continue forward. But I have been healed for a long time. But even when I wasn't, this one was definitely for me. However, I noticed it a little bit more with male avoidance, but of course, female as well. It worked for me. The next one is when they ask for your input and opinion of something and your emotions, I want to put it like this. Let's just say they ask for your input of something. So that's kind of the first step. Your opinion and your emotion towards the subject changes their outlook. That's a better way to put it. So for example, let's just say you're talking about, I don't know, gas prices, and they have some particular stance about it. And then you share your opinion, your emotion, and your stance about it. And they actually are interested in your view. They're not stuck in their rigid way and saying, no, you're wrong, I'm right. They're actually thinking, okay, that makes sense. I'm hearing that. And you might actually start seeing this slowly kind of adjust their perspective. So one topic that a lot of you guys bring up in our calls is religion. You might feel, maybe you're Christian, and you'll say that you believe in that, maybe Jesus is our savior. Let's just say that's the belief that you say often. That's something you believe. That's something you talk about. You're not even trying to adjust their opinion. And maybe they don't really know how they feel. They don't really have a fully committed religion. They believe in God somewhat, but it's fleeting. And you might say continuously that you believe in God, you believe in Jesus, and they start slowly having that view as well. They start listening more into that. Maybe they're like, yeah, okay, we can pray together. Or yeah, I'll go to church with you. You start seeing that. And if you're seeing this is a sign that you can, prompt them to further change slowly. But a lot of you guys are so afraid to move the relationship forward because you don't want it to fail at all. You leave it in limbo. But healthy relationships move forward a little bit. That doesn't mean that it's always up and down. It just means that every now and again, you guys progress. And I want you guys to do that. So if you're seeing this, the goal of this video is for you to realize your avoidant does care about you, and it's okay to lean in a little bit more if you need to. The next one is if you outwardly dislike something, they also begin to pick up on this. Maybe you outwardly like loud music or spaces where you go to eat, where it's so loud you can't hear each other. I don't really love that. It can happen sometimes, but sometimes I prefer a more intimate setting where I can, because my voice is quiet. So it's hard for me to talk if there's loud music. So that's mine. And my significant other, he picked that up as well. Even though he has a louder voice, he started also finding more quieter settings, and he's starting to prefer that as well. He probably always was like that a little bit, but you begin to, they start picking up on your preferences a little bit. They start seeing that side, and they actually that's part of their lifestyle now. And the reason why this is important is because it's your emotion that triggered them to feel that way. It was your emotion, not necessarily your preference, and they're afraid to get you mad. They actually felt your emotion and they realize it. Oh, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or not being able to speak up, at a date spot that's too loud for you, things of that sort. They start engaging in that. And once you start seeing these signs, you can really realize that your partner is really attached to you. It's okay to speak up a little bit. So I hope this video has helped with somebody. Please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.